We just finished up our Friday night session about 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna go to the garage and ask you the question from the title of this video. Do you play with consistency? You know, like, I'm actually gonna try and think of what the title of this video is while I'm talking, but the question I wanna know is like, okay, let's say you're dungeon mastering, are you pretty good at being consistent in how your game world exists and how you present it to the players? And the reason I ask this is because this is something I've struggled with like a lot, like over the last couple years of running games for people, especially if I'm running in kind of like an open, loose setting, like a lore light setting. I tend to just look at movies and TV shows and things I'm watching or playing and going, oh, that's cool. I'm going to take some of that Jedi story and drop it into my Dungeons and Dragons. Or I'm going to take a little piece of this C.S. Lewis book. You know, I'm going to grab that world, the Woods Between Worlds from Narnia, and I'm just going to go and whoop, right, throw it in my game, right? And I just do that. And the problem I've had with doing that is my world gets dumb. Like it gets bent so quickly because I'm grabbing stuff that's interesting to me. Like right now my son's playing The Witcher, so I would, grab some stuff from The Witcher and I'd throw that in the game, right? And when my games start to like when I do this as a dungeon master in my games, what I've found is my game worlds get very inconsistent, right? Like the level of magic is kind of all over the place. My players are having a difficult time trying to figure out how the world works. And that's often because like week to week, I'm drag and dropping things and putting them in the world. And then my players are going like, oh, okay. Like, so there's this level of magic now. Oh, okay. So there's this thing you can do. And, so the reason I'm asking this question is so today is Friday. I'm a little tired. Today is Friday. And I was prepping a little bit for the game, right? And this kind of happens to me almost every week. I get a bit anxious before the game's about to start, and I'm like, oh, crap! I keep forgetting how little I have to prepare in this system, because this is a system that really turns the players loose in the world with like a lot of stuff they can do and a lot of stuff they want to do. Like they know how to play their characters, and I keep approaching it like it's Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And when it was Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I had to do a bunch of prep to get things ready, and my players would just blow through stuff. And I would prepare like a fight or a situation, and my players would go like, boom, oh, prestidigitation. I can't say that. Prestidigitation. I'm still not saying it right, but whatever. Fixes the problem. And that would kind of like just break all the prep that I had just done. Like there would be something like that every week that just kind of wrapped things up, and then I was in like making it up territory again, right? In this game, I don't really have to prep that much, but I found that where I normally used to like look at some other kind of media or storytelling, like I used to look at other stuff to grab inspiration and bring things into the world. And I noticed today, I've noticed it before, but I forget, and I noticed it again today. All I had to do was make 3 characters and like name them. These witches who are part of this coven, right? And I named each of them, and then I tried to figure out like, okay, well, which one does what? Who does what? Okay. All right, now I kind of have the idea for a coven. I'm like, okay, now what do they want out of the world? Okay, well, I know what they want out of the world. Okay, and so they're trying to interact with the Black Rose Bazaar. Okay, well, what are they doing with the Black Rose Bazaar? And like because the world has such a rich and interesting lore, like stuff just kind of made sense. And like once I started going, oh, okay, so I'm going to be applying this lore to the situation, it was almost like the story of the world informed my storytelling to the point that I didn't need to grab a little piece from like Star Wars or whatever TV show I'm watching. Severance, we're sort of watching that. We were watching it, and then now we don't get to see it. Whatever, it's fine. But I would grab something from that and go, oh, look, little weird thing, right? Anyways, I thought about doing that today because I panicked, and I was like in preparation phase, and I'm like, oh no, I don't have anything, right? And I just kind of went, all right, let me just build the stuff I know I need. I know I told my players that there was a coven of witches, and now the fact that this new witch is or the old witch is dead, well, I might as well just build out the coven that they already know exists, and let's see what happens, right? And the story kind of informed me, like, of itself, based on the stuff that's already happened and based on the stuff the players have done. And, suddenly I had this witch coven, and I knew what they wanted to do in the world, and I knew what they were already doing to attain those goals, and I knew how the world was responding. And it was just I don't know, it was interesting because this same sort of thing happens each time. And I realized I got so used to the Dungeons and Dragons and Shadow Dark and Dragonbane way of prepping the game that I'm still kind of in that mode of operating, right? I'm still in that mindset going, I better watch some other piece of fantasy to steal some ideas from to flavor the world. But like, I don't need to. And that's kind of what's been interesting. And in fact, it's actually better if I don't, because the lore of the world informs the world better than any of this drag and drop stuff that I would be doing. So I still have the question though. And the question is, I guess, like, does your world building struggle with consistency? Or do you struggle to keep your world consistent while you're building it? Something like that. I have no idea what I'm titling this video, but it's something like that, but concise. And I'm curious, right? Because it's something I have definitely struggled with, and I am still struggling with it now. I'm just getting used to playing in a lore-heavy game, which is totally new to me, and it feels foreign, right? It feels foreign because the urge I have is to go find something cool and drop it into the world. Like, find something external cool. This Star Trek episode, right? Like, I would take Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, the Star Trek episode. I think it's just called Darmok. And I'd grab that weird character and, like, I'd throw that situation in my world. Like, I did that all the time. Now that doesn't work. It works better if I don't do that. Anyways, I'm still curious about your experiences with keeping worlds consistent, and how's that gone for you? And like, have you struggled with that? Have you found some other fix to that? I don't know. I suspect that my younger players, someone else said this as well, but I suspect that my younger players don't put up with inconsistency the way that adults will. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured out what that thing is, but I get the sense that the younger players, especially like the teenagers, they can suss it out. And they make the world go dumb when they can smell it. It's like blood in the water for sharks. All right, that's it. Let me know what your thoughts are on consistency and consistent world building, how you've done with it, what you've done to like kind of keep that. Maybe you take notes. I don't know, just like here, let me hear what you got to say about that, okay? God bless you. Have a good week, and happy Mother's Day, because it's Mother's Day in like 2 days. Tell your mom happy Mother's Day. There you go. Go be a good son or daughter to your mom if she's still with us. All right, God bless you. Have a good day.